the Master in Pharmaceutical Engineering is a collaboration between Faculty of Pharmacy and Faculty of Bioscience Engineering.
So indeed, in this information session, I will give an introduction to a new master program, which started actually this academic year. It's a new master program focusing on pharmaceutical engineering. It's also an international program, so it's an English taught master program. So just as an introduction, it's clear that there are quite some challenges from a future drug product perspective. The population is getting older. We will also have earlier disease detection, and this creates a need for new types of medicines, more medication per capita, and more personalized and targeted medicinal products. We also see that the new molecules, which form the basics for drug products, become larger and more challenging from a formulation and processing point of view. And this also creates certain challenges in manufacturing. Already in 2003, there was an article in the Wall Street Journal that focused on this. And there it was stated that the pharmaceutical industry has a little secret. Even as it invents futuristic new drugs, its manufacturing techniques lag far behind those of potato chip and laundry soap makers. So indeed, a lot of investments have been done on the development of new types of drug products, becoming more and more complex. However, when we look at the evolution of the pharmaceutical manufacturing technologies, there the evolution was much smaller. But of course, you can imagine at some point this conflicts with each other. Since more and more complex drugs are needed, while also innovation in pharmaceutical manufacturing is needed. And this is exactly where this Master in Pharmaceutical Engineering focuses on. Looking at conventional pharmaceutical manufacturing, while conventional pharmaceutical manufacturing is typically performed via batch processing. So here on top of this slide, you can see a couple of intermediate process steps leading to tablets. So tablets are still the most common pharmaceutical drug products. So this is traditionally performed via batch processing. And also from a quality assessment point of view, this is done typically in a rather old-fashioned way. Instead of controlling the quality during manufacturing, quality is typically evaluated offline. So samples are taken from these process steps and then they are sent to analytical labs. If these few samples are okay, then we believe that the entire manufactured batch is okay. But there is not a real-time control during manufacturing. So the processes themselves, they are often rather black boxes. When we now look where the pharmaceutical industry wants to move, well, it's a totally different system. We are looking towards fully automated and continuous manufacturing processes. This is what the pharmaceutical industry aims for. So here on the right, you can see a picture illustrating this a little bit. We call that Pharma 4.0, so fully automated pharmaceutical manufacturing, but also immediately linked with the supply chain and with the patient. So it's clear that patients will become or will be more and more characterized. Patients will also have more and more portable devices, and this will lead to manufacturing on demand and also need of more personalized medicines. Well, this is how the future, let's say, drug supply to patients can be organized. And this of course creates also a need for flexible and more automated pharmaceutical manufacturing. At the bottom of the slide here, there is a YouTube link. This is a YouTube link that will show you a movie on the company Sanofi. We don't have sufficient time to go through the movie today, but I would certainly recommend you to do so because it shows in quite some detail where the pharmaceutical industry wants to go in the future. It gives you a little bit an idea of a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in the future. And you will see that to realize this, more and more complementary skills within one person will be needed. It's clear that the pharmaceutical industry more and more requires profiles having pharmaceutical sciences and engineering skills together in one person. And this brought us to the origin of this new master program. I will go through the scheme later on in the presentation, but there were two triggers to start the development of this new master program in pharmaceutical engineering. So as mentioned, this academic year is the first year that this new master program is organized. The first trigger to develop this new master program was actually an alarm that we got from the pharma sector. There's more and more a need for pharmaceutical engineering profiles. And indeed, and unfortunately, these are a few Dutch slides, but just as an illustration that also in the local media here in Belgium, there are a lot of articles popping up, indeed showing that the people required in the pharmaceutical industry has to have certain skills, combined pharmaceutical and engineering skills, and that is very difficult to find these people. Also in the next slide, some numbers are mentioned, but this is just to give you an idea about the open vacancies that currently is present in the local industry here in Belgium. And actually there is a lot of demand for people with pharmaceutical engineering skills in the pharmaceutical industry. So this is and then here there is a final official letter that we obtained from pharma.be, which is a governmental organization, also stating, and this is a letter to the university, clearly stating that new profiles are needed for the pharmaceutical industry, so profiles with combined pharmaceutical and engineering skills. The second trigger to start this new master program is that at Ghent University we always try to base education or to couple education with excellent research. At Ghent University, we have the Center of Excellence in Sustainable Pharmaceutical Engineering and Manufacturing. So at Ghent University, we have quite a long tradition in pharmaceutical technological research. And to maintain proactive role in pharmaceutical product and production technology innovation, we took the initiative already in 2017 to bring all the research groups together that focus on pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation. We found that these research groups are spread over 5 different faculties: engineering faculties, bioscience engineering faculties, pharmaceutical science faculties, all different research groups focusing on some aspects of pharmaceutical engineering. So we decided to merge them, to bring them together in this Center of Excellence for Sustainable Pharmaceutical Engineering and Manufacturing. So this was launched in 2017, and these research groups are closely working together in the area of pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation and pharmaceutical engineering. So you can see here what the core focus area in this research are. We focus on pharmaceutical manufacturing innovation for drug substance, drug product, both for small molecules and large molecules. You can also see that certain cross-cutting scientific areas are very much needed to support this research. And all these competences, which are, let's say, illustrated in this figure, they were scattered over different faculties, and we decided to bring them together. So the Center of Excellence in Sustainable Pharmaceutical Engineering also gives the opportunity to support the master program in pharmaceutical engineering from a research perspective. So both those two triggers brought, or let's say, helped the development of this new master program in pharmaceutical engineering. In the next slide, you can see what the vision of the master program is. So pharmaceutical production processes of the future will have to undergo a major transition to be able to manufacture the increasingly complex and more tailor-made personalized drug products, which I illustrated earlier. So to be able to realize this, implementation of novel manufacturing concepts are needed, but also a high degree of digitalization and automation. And this clearly requires a combination of pharmaceutical and engineering knowledge and skills. And that's what we tried to bring together here in this master program. So this is inherent multi-perspectivism, of course. The next slide, you can see what the mission of the master program is. So a master in pharmaceutical engineering. So once you graduate as a master in pharmaceutical engineering, you should be able to design and develop innovative, flexible, cost-efficient, automated and sustainable process for the production of the future pharmaceutical products. Okay, in this master program, to realize this mission, we defined 4 major learning paths. First one is focusing on pharmaceutical process engineering. Second one is sustainable and high quality pharmaceutical products. The third one is data to decision, and then the last one is research and innovation. So these 4 major learning paths are, let's say, implemented in all the courses which are foreseen in this master program in pharmaceutical engineering. Some more practical information. So as mentioned in the introduction, it's an international program, so it's English taught program. So students who will graduate will find themselves in the pharmaceutical industrial sector, which is inherently international. So important of having master in pharmaceutical engineering in the international context with English vocabulary in this field is very much needed. It's a 4-semester program, 120 credits, and it's a unique program in Flanders and Belgium. So this program, this Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Engineering program, is only taught at Ghent University in Belgium. With respect to the inflow, so different bachelor or students having a different bachelor background can start this Master in Pharmaceutical Engineering. You can see them here, but I think the most important one for this presentation is that indeed students from the Ghent University Global Campuses in Korea having a Bachelor of Science in Molecular Biotechnology, Environmental Technology and Food Technology, that they can all start this master program in pharmaceutical engineering. What I also want to emphasize is that because of this interdisciplinary character, focusing on pharmaceutical sciences and engineering sciences together, this new program differs significantly from the existing master programs at Ghent University. So we have also masters in drug development. There is also another international master which will be presented later today by Professor De Spiegler. We also have a master after master in industrial pharmacy, but this new master, focusing on both pharmaceutical and engineering sciences and merging that together, is very different from the other master programs. Detailed information with respect to the study program can be found online. So I will, of course, make these slides available. There is a hyperlink here that will guide you to the detailed programs over the 4 semesters. But again, there you will see that there is an interdisciplinary character. What you will also see there is that depending on your bachelor background, you might need to follow certain different courses. But this will become clear when you open the study program. Also in this website, you will find the individual course sheets and also a detailed information sheet on the Master in Pharmaceutical Engineering. Some special words on a master dissertation. So of course, in every master program, you will have to make a master dissertation. This can either be purely academic or in collaboration with a partner in the pharmaceutical industry. So we work with the international pharmaceutical industry around master thesis topics themselves. You will have when you work together, you will anyway have an academic promoter, but when you have a master thesis in collaboration with a pharmaceutical company, you will also have a profession promoter at that company. So the master dissertation contains 30 credits. With respect to international students, it's always important that you check the admission requirements and the administrative procedure. You can find more information on this website. I mentioned already which bachelors can join this master program. Also very important there is to check your English level. And with that, this brings me to the end of my introductory presentation on this master program in pharmaceutical engineering.